We met in town. We all used to like hang around together. There was like different groups of people. We kind of met that way. So I kind of felt like it was a safe bet because other people knew him. I'd moved away from my hometown and I didn't know anybody where I lived. Nice, treated me well. It was when I become pregnant. Things started to change and I used to think it was me because of my hormones. I think the first time I really noticed it was when he come home from work and I'd made dinner. It wasn't a very good dinner, it was just hot dogs actually. But I put the wrong sauce on and he threw them at the wall. I remember thinking, I did that wrong. I should remember that he has a different sauce, and I still thought it was my fault. So I didn't think at all that it was domestic abuse at that time. I just thought, I'm not a very good girlfriend. He's been working all day and I've given him a dinner that he now can't eat because the wrong sauce is on it. I remember just crying, sobbing, cleaning, and just being really scared about what he was going to be like when he came back, already getting, my story ready for when he come back and how sorry I was. So it was just kind of left. And then the next day everything was back to normal. So I just thought it was just a one-off and that was it. I used to see a relation of mine who'd also had a child once a week and she would always come to me and but I never told her. Just made out everything was all right. I think it's the shame, it's wanting to get everything, when you have a child, your focus is on that child and you want the best for that child. I wanted her to grow up in a loving family with a mum and a dad, be financially secure. It was around when my daughter was about 1.5, I started to ring Women's Aid and they had a helpline and I would just ring and just speak to someone on the end of the phone and they would tell me that it wasn't right. So I knew what was going on wasn't right, but I still wasn't brave enough to tell anybody. I then become pregnant with my son and then things started to get even worse. When I thought I need to get out was when my son was born. He was 2 weeks old and he was very poorly and I was also poorly, and I got the doctor out and I had a really severe case of bronchitis and she said, right, we need to get you a bag and you need to go into hospital, your asthma's really bad. And I said, I can't go to hospital, I can't leave my children, there's no one to have them. And she was like, you need to go to hospital. And I said, I cannot leave my children, you can't make me leave my children. So she was like, right, okay, you can stay at home, but you need someone with you all the time and you need this medication now. And so the doctor rung my partner and said, you need to come home from work, you need to be at home looking after her. So he came back, took the prescription, and he was gone for about 5 or 6 hours. So in the meantime I was getting worse and worse. My breathing was getting really bad. And I remember when he come home, I said, where have you been? I needed my medication. And he come over and punched me in the chest. And I was already finding it hard to breathe. And that was when I thought, I need to get out. I need to go. I can't live like this anymore. But it still took quite a long time to go, to get the courage to leave. So I stayed probably for about another year. I remember the day, I'd planned it in my head when I was going. All the time I was thinking, what if he comes home, what if he comes home, what if he comes home? And I literally just got a bag of clothes ready. And I remember taking 4 spoons, knives, forks, 4 bowls, 4 plates and a microwave and some clothes, that's it. And I left. But it was the scariest thing I have ever done. But it's only through help of Women's Aid. I say this all the time, but they saved my life. If I hadn't, I don't know how my relationship would have ended. All I know is it was getting worse and worse. I felt supported. They knew what I'd been through. They understood. There was no judgment. There was no, well, you should have left a long time ago. You should have thought about this. You should have done this. It was just, you're ready now. We can help you. They never tried to sway me either way. They would just listen. So they were able to give me lots of practical support as well as emotional support. I just felt really empowered I'm not scared anymore. I'm not scared to have an opinion. I can listen to what music I want to listen to. If I want to go to bed late at night, I can. If I don't want to do the housework, I can. If I can't be bothered to cook dinner and we get a takeaway, it's fine. No one's judging me anymore. No one's controlling my life. And I feel free. I feel free. That's probably the best way I can put it.